support from cities such as Shanghai, the World Archery Federation has attracted more athletes, grown the fan base around the globe, and put bows and arrows center stage in the public eye. Now all eyes once again turn toward China, where the outdoor season will start in Shanghai for the 4th year in a row. We're taking the first steps down the long road to Mexico City for the World Cup Finals in October. Wherever you happen to be logging on and watching, ni hao, hola, konnichiwa, dzień dobry, merhaba, privyet, shalom, guten tag, bonjour, buongiorno, good day mates, and aloha. Welcome to the River Boulevard along the Huangpu River in the Pudong district of Shanghai, financial capital of the Far East. Some of the best and the brightest trying to cash in here at Stage 1 today. Along with Denmark's Martin Damsbo, I'm Carl Archey. Glad you could be with us no matter what time it is, wherever in this world you happen to be. Martin, great to have you with us, and congratulations on your gold medal this morning with your team.
Thank you very much. It's always fun to be on this side of the shooting range instead of on the shooting line.
Yeah, it's fun when you're winning the gold medals, though.
It is. It's always more fun to win.
It's an outstanding match this morning, and hopefully some outstanding matches this afternoon. Some marquee matchups coming up this afternoon on the women's side and the men's side.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see. There's some kind of like matches like last year. You're going to see Sarah Lopez hopefully going to win her match this year and when it's no raining. And we're going to see Mike Schlosser, the perfect shooter from indoor, finally get into a gold medal match here in Shanghai as well. So it'll be a lot of interesting to see.
The winds were calm this morning. We're looking at the flag right now. The wind's picking up a little in the afternoon. That'll be a factor.
Definitely. This year they have turned over the field, so it's a little bit more cozy for the shooters, and not so much wind on the shooters as it normally is. So it'll be fun to see.
It will be fun, and we're just about set to go. We're getting ready for the mixed team matches right now. This will be the mixed team bronze medal match. It's going to be interesting. Number 10, Slovenia, taking on 9th seed, the Netherlands. And this is Slovenia coming out first. Slovenia featuring Toya Chernay and Dejan Sitar. These two scored a 6-point win over Malaysia in the 1/8 round. Then they were 6 better than Australia in the quarterfinals and lost to Colombia by 3 in the semis. Toya Chernay and Dejan Sitar. Sitar, a very experienced veteran, and Toya Chernay, one of the up-and-comers on the World Cup circuit. And they will face the Netherlands, a team that won its 1/8 round match by 6 points over France, then beat Thailand by 2 in the quarterfinals before losing to Turkey in the semifinals. And we're about to meet the duo from the Netherlands. On your right, that is Irina Markovic, and on your left, Magic Mike Schlosser. So just about set to go here in Shanghai, and just to refresh your memory, mixed team matches, 2 athletes, 1 male, 1 female, as you just saw, per country. The competition will play out over 4 ends, 2 arrows per competitor in each end. So each team will take 16 total shots to decide the winner, and once again, total points determine the final outcome. The Netherlands on target number 1 and Slovenia on target number 2. Did see some surprises this week. Top seed USA, Crystal Govin and Braden Gelantine losing to Thailand by 1. And Russia, the 2nd seed, led by Alexander Dombayev, losing to Australia by 2. So they're out. But Mike Schlosser and Irina Markovic from the Netherlands are in. And they're off to a good start thanks to Mike Schlosser. Now the 38-year-old Irina Markovic.
Really good start from both of them, catching the 10s. It'll be good to see too, the Slovenian team to fight back on that.
2 solid shots by the Netherlands. So the Dutch duo coming up with a pair of 10s. Slovenia will try to match that and will not. Dejan Sitar. It seems like the teams on target 2 struggle a little bit more to adjust from the practice range.
It looks like it. The field actually looks like it should be all fine, but all the teams today so far have been struggling on the right target compared to the left target. So maybe there's a little bit of swirling wind down there. It's hard to say.
So a pair of 9s from Sitar and Cherney. And immediately a 2-point lead for the Netherlands.
And another 10 for Ibrahim.
Markovic with a pair of 10s. She was ranked as high as 10th in the world back in 2011. This man ranked 5th in the world right now, and you can see why. So the pressure already on Slovenia to keep pace.
And he gets the 10.
The 46-year-old Sitar, #1 in the world back in 2003. Good look at Toyer Cherney.
Good
Clock
shot.
winding
Good
down, right down Broadway. So the first two shots kind of gave them a lay of the land, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, it looks like they just need to get started in the match. Seems if they can keep it up now. It can end up being a close match if they keep it up.
So an early 2-point lead for Schlosser and Markovic. But Sitar and Cherney certainly not out of the match by any stretch of the imagination. And there you see the Dutch contingent in the stands looking on. And there's your score, 40-38. The Netherlands with the early lead. But as Martin Damsbo will testify, your team fell behind by 3 points after the first end this morning, and you still were able to come back and win. By 1, but you still won.
We had a really slow start, also on target too. But again, the match is never over before the last arrow is shot. We were down to 2 line calls in the last arrows, and it could be a shoot-off or it could be a win for us. We were lucky this time. It was for our benefits, but we had to keep the pace up on the whole match because we trailed from the start.
And is that what you were discussing between ends?
Yeah,
just trying to keep everybody's spirits up?
Yes, that we had to keep going because we were hoping that they will drop their points and we could keep going and shoot our own shots, our own routines, and then we'll hopefully be lucky to keep it up all the way. And we were this time, but barely.
Worked out for Denmark this morning, a gold medal in the men's team competition. We'll see if Slovenia can come back here in the mixed team bronze medal match. Down by 2, Slovenia will shoot first. Dejan Sitar, just slightly to the right. And now Toyer Cherney, who, by the way, lost a bronze medal match at the World Cup final in Lausanne last fall. Came very close to picking up the bronze medal at the World Cup final. Was a silver medalist at stage 2 in Medellin in 2014. Got to the gold medal match, and there you see Mike's really fighting it.
Struggling getting the arrow on the rest.
You don't see that happen very often.
Not so often, but Mike is so experienced that it's not going to stress him. In worst case, it's going to take a few more seconds, but they still have plenty of time for it, especially when we don't have any wind on the field.
Makes an amateur like me feel a little bit better.
Oh, we can everybody be shaky.
I have trouble with the rest as well.
That's a good X, good X.
Irina Markovic shooting very, very, very well to start this match.
And a good thing to see with Sitar now is he has, for many, many years, been shooting the index finger release, and he's changed back to the thumb release instead of using the index, and shooting more thumb and back tension release this season. So it'll be fun to see how much it can bring him back. He's been shooting really good this week, so.
Cherney anchors away.
Good X.
Beautiful shot.
It's a good thing about the mixed team to have a strong woman to keep up for the 9th the men shoots.
Peering through that sight, and the first shot that goes just a little bit awry for Irina Markovic. And a 10 right there gives the Netherlands a 3-point lead, 79-76. When Mike Schlosser gets going, it's pretty tough to slow him down.
It is. It takes a lot of tens to have a chance against him. Yeah, I think this season you'll see Mike in a lot of matches, in a lot of medal matches. He had a fantastic indoor season, almost unbeatable, and
Seemed to be.
seemed to be. And now we're outdoor, and he just keeps going. He had a little bit of struggle with his equipment when on the practice days. He mingled around with it, but he really got it going good.
And right now, the Dutch duo has it going very, very well. Relaxed, confident, talking it over. Of course, last year it was France here in Shanghai, stage 1, that won the bronze medal, defeating India by 3 points. That team, Pierre-Julien Deloche and Sophie Dodemont, winning that match 153-150. Who will it be today? Slovenia? Will they be able to come back? Trailing by 3 with 2 more ends to go. And a great look at the Huangpu River and the Pudong district of Shanghai on the left. Financial capital of the Far East. Mike Schlosser always looks so placid and calm.
He's in his own little world there. That's what makes him so good.
You all have your own little worlds, don't you?
Yeah, at least we try to. He wasn't happy about that
You
shot.
could see, right? He looked away right away. The Jan Sitar with a 9.
You can see a little bit over in the flags on the right side. Maybe there's a little bit pushing on the arrows, but still not much wind on the shooters. Good shot. She's really on fire today.
Toya Cherney, silver medalist at stage 2 in Medellin in 2014. And Schlosser just keeps doing what Mike Schlosser does.
Yes, he's having a good warm-up for the later match.
He will be in the men's gold medal match against Sebastian Penaud. Right now, he and Irina Markovic trying to nail down the bronze medal here in mixed team competition. Hope you're enjoying our live coverage here on World Archery TV. Sitar. Not going to be happy again.
No.
Determined look on the face of Toya Cherney. Ranked 9th in the world at the age of 21.
Keep shooting 10s.
Boy, is she solid.
She's good. She's good.
She really is. Little bit of a cushion for them to play with. That's 2 9s in a row. Let's see if Mike Schlosser puts an end to that.
And
he does. Mike says, that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough. So Magic Mike Schlosser, who was the world champion in 2013 in Belek at the World Championships, won his gold medal there. Yeah, Mike Schlosser shooting outstanding right now. You can tell from the body language right now, Jan Sitar is not pleased.
Not so happy, and then I guess that's kind of the same expression we had from our first ends when it was kind of frustrating because the shots felt okay, but they still didn't hit. And then it starts to just be into a bad rhythm if you don't pull yourself out of it. Sometimes it can just be hard when it's so few arrows it's counting. So a good thing that Toya is keep them in and trying to keep up the good shooting in there. And Sitar, he can shoot them. He just needs to. to find them.
So we get set for the fourth end coming up. Slovenia trailing the Netherlands by 3, 117, 114. Schlosser Markovic against Cherney and Sitar. In his 14th year of international competition, Dejan Sitar starts off with another 9. One of those days.
One of those days we all hope we won't get. It's so frustrating, no matter what you do, and you're just out of the 10.
Toya out of the gold rings.
That could be too expensive at this point.
They may have sealed their fate right there.
So calm, so controlled, so yeah, perfect shot once again.
That's what he does.
Yep.
Maybe he should be called the machine. He and Markovic teaming up very well, complementing each other. And the lead has grown to 5 now, with 2 arrows to go. On what could be his final shot of the match. Sitar,
Just out.
just outside.
One of those days.
This young woman has shot very well. One shot in the red ring, but other than that, has been very consistent and helped keep Slovenia in this match. But it appears as though the Dutch duo going to be too much for Slovenia today. One more shot to go.
See if his mics can keep it clean.
He could probably do this with his eyes closed, don't you think?
Unfortunately, yes.
Probably best to keep them open.
Yeah,
and he does.
He does.
Wide open. And he seals the deal with another solid shot from Mike Schlosser. So the Netherlands picks up the bronze medal here in Shanghai at stage 1 of the 2015 World Cup Archery Tour. So a good start for the Netherlands. And the victory pose here on the shooting line. On the River Boulevard, there's Chef. And the rest of the crew from...
They're on support staff.
There's Van der Ven, Van der Berg. All the Vans are here.
Yep, we have them all.
We have them all. There you see the breakdown in the scoring. Bottom line is a 6-point win, though, for the Netherlands, 155 to 149. And the Dutch will take the bronze medal home here under almost perfect conditions, I would say, especially when you compare them to a year ago here on Compound Saturday. It was pouring last year.
It was ugly. It was definitely not a day we like to be, either as a shooter or as a to watch the archery. It was just too wet, too windy.
Tough conditions a year ago, far better conditions this year, and the fans here in Shanghai have responded, have come out supporting this great event and enjoying the competition as it continues here in Shanghai. We move on to the mixed team gold medal match featuring Turkey and Colombia. Turkey seated 5th, out of the tunnel first. Turkey this week defeating Italy by 1 in the 1/8 round, knocking off Sergio and Marcella. That's impressive. Then They were 2 better than India in the quarterfinals and defeated the Dutch duo by a deuce in the semifinals, 155 to 153. Yashim Bostan and Namir Elmgachla. 25 years old, Elmgachla, and Bostan is 20 years old. And they'll be up against it today against the Colombian team, which defeated the Philippines by 6th in the 1/8 round, and then were 3 better than Denmark, a team led by Stefan Hansen in the quarterfinals. And finally, they slipped by Slovenia in the semifinals to get to this gold medal match. So, Colombia featuring Sarah Lopez on the left and Daniel Munoz on the right. Daniel, 26 years old, Sarah, 20 years old. So, youth will be served here in the gold medal match in the mixed team competition as we get set for the action to begin. On paper, you would have to think that Colombia is the favorite, but it's been an impressive week for the team from Turkey as well.
Definitely, it's both teams have been showing off great shooting all week, and it's definitely in the match plays they have been strong and just kept in front of the opponent. So it'll be a close match. Again, let's see how they start off. It seems like today that it's the first end that's gonna determine a lot.
Sarah Lopez with a lot of motivation, a lot of incentive. She shot this morning in the women's bronze medal match, and her team came up short. So she's looking for her first medal of the day, has 3 matches today on her dance card. And she starts off strong. Gives that little nod of the head like,
That was it.
That's
it.
Great. I'm on. I'm ready to go.
Your turn.
Daniel Munoz, an excellent shooter in his own right. Silver medalist at stage 2, Medellin last year. And he's also in the 10 rate.
Always nice to go out to shoot the second arrow when the first arrow is off the center X. Then you have a little bit more calm, where you can just perform your own shot.
Elma Agachla.
Bravo.
Good start for him. And here is the 20-year-old Yashim Bostan, ranked 30th in the world.
Bravo.
That's us out. It's going to be a good match.
The Turks are going to take the fight right to the Colombians. Just a little bit high. So now Munoz, ranked 13th in the world. Sticks another one. So 39 out of a possible score of 40 here in the first end for Colombia. But the opportunity is there for Turkey right now, Martin.
Oh, definitely. There's a small gap of the door.
Bravo.
And he answers as good.
Elma Agachla, who was in Shanghai last year competing, got to the bronze medal match individually and had to settle for 4th place, trying to rectify that with a medal here today.
10 liner, I think it's in. I think it's in. We'll see what the judges say.
Care to wager on that? How confident are you?
Let's see.
Let's see.
Let's see.
It looks as though they're going to count it in. And if so, then Turkey will have taken a 1-point lead after the first 4 shots in the first end. 39 for Colombia, 40 it would appear for Turkey.
After the first end of 40 to 39, 1-point lead by Turkey.
As these archers try to emulate what Korea did last year. Korea winning the mixed team gold medal as they defeated the USA, a team that had Bridger Deaton and Erica Jones, knocked them off by 2 points, 156 to 154. And it looks like we're going to have another close one here in this mixed team compound gold medal match. The equipment's so sophisticated. How much more can they improve the bows, improve the arrows? How much more can technology play a part in this sport, Martin?
It's always hard to say because you can see people come out with a like the bow I've been shooting the last 8 years, 9 years actually, an old model I shot last year. It was still competing good enough. This year I got a new toy, so that's good. It improved a little, but it's so hard to say. Every year you say it must be it, but they keep coming. All the engineers keeps coming with small details on the bows that just makes a little bit different.
The sights. Now you have lenses.
Sights, lens, and what's the quality of it? How strong are they? How many hours can they last with before you have to change them?
Right.
And all those small details.
So Lopez on target, Munoz just a little off target. Talking with his coach about that. Turkey is perfect so far.
And it keeps it that way.
Demir Almagachla. 6 top 10 finishes at 3 World Cup stages in 2014.
Yeah, they open up a little. But still, it's good shooting. Good shooting of them.
Boston just a little bit to the right, so it's a 1-point lead. 59-58. Long way to go in this match. Sarah Lopez knows that. Another 10 for Lopez. Sarah, number 1 in the world in women's compound, coming here to Shanghai. Of course, coming off that gold medal performance at the World Cup final last fall in Lausanne. And Munoz is back on track.
Yep, he found it.
Physical adjustment or mental adjustment?
A little bit of all, I think. In there, the mental game is so big, and it's just about where your sight is breaking when you're aiming, where the release goes off. It can be down to a hair. You see some of the shooters, sometimes they throw their arm just a little bit right, a little bit left, depends on where the dot goes when the shot breaks.
Has her thumb on that trigger.
A little bit to the right. All of those this time.
So all of a sudden,
we're turned over.
Yes.
We go back and forward a few times.
So it's a seesaw battle right now. As the Turks missed on their last 2 shots. And by missing, I mean just a little wide to the right. And it cost them 2 points. It cost them a couple of points, actually. And it cost them the lead. They have 77 points now. And Colombia was 78, taking a 1-point lead, 78-77. As you check out the tools of the trade for a World Cup archer.
Important to bring all the mascots. Whatever makes it help find the middle.
I haven't noticed. What do you carry?
At the moment, I don't think I have any space in my quiver for it. It's too expensive in the overweight on the flight on the way over.
Yes. Big smile. Sarah Lopez, why not?
Having a big day here. A lot of matches to do.
Of course, it wasn't smiles last year. She walked away with the silver medal in the women's after the gold medal match, but and we'll get into that more later on, but the rain played havoc with her, and it was not a happy day.
Again, a place where equipment can play in. So,
you know, I always wonder, you know, what the weight is, what they're pulling back, how many pounds, but then I look at what she's carrying there in her quiver, and there's got to be 60 pounds there, don't you think?
Easily.
Elma Agachla.
Just out of the 10. Can be dangerous for them to give Colombia too big a lead now.
After such a strong start. Turkey.
10.
Finally gets back in the 10 ring. Barely, but gets back in.
There's no ugly 10s.
No, there are no ugly 10s.
X.
That's a good X. Good 10.
Dialed in.
Estable ese hombro, vamos, fuerte ese hombro.
Those lenses helping Lopez
Muy fuerte ese
find
hombro.
that center ring.
Fuerte el hombro.
10 here would grow the lead to 2 points. Instead, it's a 1-point lead.
Getting a pep talk for the next arrow.
Back.
Nicely done.
Haydi Yeşim, sıra sende. 276. Yukarıda 9.
And Bostan
Just a little bit high.
just outside the 10 ring.
Trabaja el ritmo. Segura ese ritmo, segura. Trabaja el ritmo.
So back to work goes Sarah Lopez.
It's good. Good 10.
Bien armado, Dani. Fuerte ese hombro. Muy bien. Fuerte ese hombro. Seguro el hombro.
15 seconds left on the
Fuerte el
clock.
hombro. Seguro el
Enough
hombro.
time to work out a good shot.
Plenty of time left, and it was a good shot. Munoz drills that one. So the lead is built to 2 now. 117 to 115 in favor of Colombia. Here in the mixed team gold medal match, we've already seen the Netherlands capture the bronze medal as they defeated Slovenia by 6 points. This match a little closer, and there is Maya Marcen.
Enjoying her time at the spectator stands,
Yes,
watching the team.
Maya, who emigrated from Slovenia to Colombia, and was out on the field this morning with Sarah Lopez and Alejandra Uzquiano in the women's bronze medal match. And everybody just trying to stay calm, cool, and collected right now. Easier said than done, though.
Definitely. It's always when it starts to tighten up when you go to the last few arrows when the matches is fairly close, because a small breath of wind can, or just a bad shot can make a big, huge difference. So just try to keep in your game and keep shooting your shots and just hope for the best.
And unless I'm imagining, unless you have a 10-point lead, you can never relax. If you're up by 2 or if you're down by 2, everybody's still nervous.
Exactly, because it's down to the last arrow every time. Again, when the wind is so, well, there's lack of wind here, it's a really good field to shoot at so far. You can feel there's a little bit more wind now than earlier this morning, but so that just means that you need to be even more focused on your shots because you can't afford to drop the points.
Trailing by 2, Turkey to shoot first. Here in the 4th end. Trying to come back, and there's the start of what they hope will be a comeback.
Haydi Yeşim.
Demir Elma Akaçla. Trying to lead the way for his teammate Yeşim Bostan.
Süper.
Answer's good.
That's
Answer's
the
good.
start they needed.
Yep. To put on the pressure on Colombia.
So that keeps hope alive.
Trabaja ritmo, trabájalo. Buen ritmo. Buen ritmo.
Good shot. Goes to 10. Answer's
Sarah
good.
Lopez warming up.
Fuerte ese hombro, vamos. Fuerte el hombro. Fuerte el hombro, eso. Estabilízala. Muy bien. Fuerte. Muy fuerte el hombro. Fuerte el hombro.
And now Munoz, who lost to Peter Elzinga in Medellin at stage 2 last year, settled for the silver medal. Doesn't want to settle here today.
Just as well go for the gold when you're there.
Down by 2 with 2 arrows to shoot.
Yukarıda 9.
And that may have sealed the fate.
Yeah, it could be one.
20 saniyen var.
Segura, Sara, segura.
I think that could be it.
If the shot by Elma Agatsla didn't seal their fate, that one may have.
Yeah.
Bien armada, muy bien, estabiliza las dos.
But again, never say never.
Seguro el ritmo. Seguro,
I never say never. Never.
seguro. Yes, muy bien.
I might be ready to say never.
Yeah, it's getting closer.
Tiempo. Fuerte ese hombro.
Lopez
Fuerte ese
locked
hombro.
in on that target.
Muy bien, estabiliza el arco. Fuerte el hombro.
She'll be back later
Fuerte
today.
el hombro. Fuerte.
And here is Daniel Munoz
Fuerte el hombro.
trying to put a dagger in it.
Fuerte. Mueve.
It's a little low, but
It's
that's enough.
It's plenty.
9 is enough. Daniel Munoz, Sarah Lopez, and there they are, your gold medalists in the mixed team competition at Stage 1 Shanghai Archery World Cup Tour. 156, 153. Colombia coming away with the win and the gold medal. And coming from behind to do it. It's been hard for teams to come from behind. You got Denmark did it this morning.
We were lucky to pull it off, but just don't start being trailing.
You don't recommend it, do you?
No. Too hard work, too stressful.
Too much tension.
Oh yeah.
There's a couple of happy kids right there. A golden moment captured by Alejandro Usquiano. And there's a look at the skyline of Shanghai. Incredible
At
skyline.
least now we can see it.
Yeah,
Earlier this morning it was all gone in the sky.
one of those beautiful days here in Shanghai. The clouds have lifted, and you can see some of the incredible architecture. Some of the world's tallest buildings. And right now, Colombia is standing tall as actually we have blue skies above the Pudong district in Shanghai.
That's not often you see that here.
No, beautiful, beautiful weather. And so there you see the setup for the individual women's competition in the medal matches. It will be Salinas taking on the Malaysian archer, Fatin Nurfateha. And I got a feeling somewhere in that building somebody is watching from high above. Come in to do a little work on Saturday in the office and catch a little World Cup archery while you're at it. And when the sun goes down and the lights come on, it's an incredible light show here along the river. Good show put on for the fans here in Shanghai, who've come out in droves as this sport continues to grow and prosper. So 156, 153, I believe, was our final score. Or excuse me, 153, 147 was the final score of that match. As we get set now for the women's bronze medal match featuring Stephanie Salinas of Mexico. There's a good look at Stephanie Salinas, who beat Crystal Galvin of the United States by 5 points in the quarterfinals before losing to Linda Ochoa by 3 in the semis. 21 years old, 69th in the world right now. It was 26th in the world 3 years ago. So those are the numbers on Stephanie Sarai Salinas. And there is her competition today. Fatin Nurfateha Matsala from Malaysia. She already has a medal in her pocket, and that's a gold medal. Won the gold medal this morning, as her team also came from behind in the women's gold medal match against the United States, and knocked off the USA 220 to 219.
That was a close match too, all the way down to the last arrow.
It was. Great match. Our judge is ready, our archers are ready, and Fatin Nerfateha, who won her quarterfinal match by 1 point, then lost the quarterfinals by, or I should say the semifinal match by 1 point. Now we'll try to add to that gold medal she already has by going for the bronze. She'll be on the right on target number 2. And Stephanie Salinas, who's on the field for the first time today on target number 1. I would think Fatine might have a little advantage having been out there already.
It would definitely make it more comfortable for yourself because you've been out there, seen the field, felt the wind, and seen the whole scenery. So it would definitely be nicer to have been out there for a rehearsal for it.
So that match this morning, a dress rehearsal right now for Fatine Nerfateha. Stephanie Salinas of Mexico. And both start out with 9s.
Good shot.
Right.
Marcela moving ahead. And Salinas trying to keep pace with her second shot in the first end. Tell she wasn't happy when she
wasn't
released.
It looked like it broke low, but and it's maybe a hair too low. Hard to see from here. Another thing also, when you haven't been on the field today shooting the... Oh, that was an 8. Open match still, an open match. When we haven't been on the field shooting the alternate shooting here, the time goes down. You have only 20 seconds per hour when you're individually, so it can be also be a little bit stressful to be on the first field and hear the coach count down all the time. So the first few hours always a little bit to get used to and get into the game.
So Stephanie Salinas may indeed have the lead. We'll see after the judges have a chance to more closely inspect those arrows at the other end. But that 8 by Fatine Nerfateha may put her a little bit behind right now. As Stephanie Salinas, 21 years old.
It's a rough day to be a spectator.
It is a rough day.
And
Alejandra Valencia providing the shoulder for her teammate to sleep on.
Always good with a good teammate.
That's what a good teammate does. What a beautiful day in Shanghai.
You barely see the flags.
And the rest of the team from Mexico taking in the action.
Could look like they might have caught the line. Can't see what they ended up with.
And there's the signal for the judge. We're set to go with the second end. And unofficially, they haven't changed the score. It's 27-all, apparently. Nerfateha from Malaysia. Starts out high.
Okay, vamos a Steph. Haga su disparo, Fuerte hacia izquierdo, empuja. Fuerte ahí.
And Salinas is a little left.
Termínalo enfrente, Steph. Termina enfrente.
Still a tight score.
Chance for the silver medalist at the 2012 Asian Grand Prix in Bangkok to move further ahead, but can only muster a 9. Still tied as the bells toll here in Shanghai.
Oh, still high.
Quite high.
Yeah, almost an 8, the same spot as before.
Fuerte ahí izquierda. Dale seguimiento. Recuerda eso. Dale seguimiento. Fuerte izquierdo al frente.
That was the X. There's a founder.
That is the shot she was looking for.
Ahí se necesita ver si sale, ¿no?
A big shot right there for Stephanie Sarai Salinas, who's been coming on in recent years, was 17th at the Arizona Cup in 2014, was 9th at the Youth Championships in 2013 here in China, and finished 17th at both Stage 3 in Ogden and Stage 2 in Antalya back in 2012. So slowly but surely she's been coming on and getting stronger, getting better, more experience, and finds herself now in the women's bronze medal match here at Stage 1. Had some early upsets this week. Aida Roman of Mexico, the gold medalist in Lausanne at the World Cup finals last fall. She went out of the second round this week, losing a one-arrow shoot-off with Bérengère Chou of France, who also happened to beat Roman and Nîmes at the Indoor World Cup Tour. So Aida, of course, that's in recurve.
I see a lot of recurve starting to build up for the World Championships in Copenhagen, where you have the first Olympic trials. So a lot of recurvers getting out in the early game here for testing out the.
We will see Aida tomorrow, though, in mixed team competition. Now back to mixed team and compound. Or excuse me, in the women's bronze medal
There's
match.
a 10.
Fuerte, empuja,
So Fatin
jala,
Fateha
continúa,
making the
empuja,
adjustment.
jala, fuerte. Bien, bien, Steph, bien.
But
Yeah,
now
just strong.
Dale un
Salinas
punto, dos abajo, Steph.
seems to have found the range.
Bien.
Yep. Looked like she got the side adjusted.
Fija bien, centro. Empuja, jala, empuja, jala. Dale continuidad. Fuerte. 5. Bien, Steph.
Good tight group in the 10.
Dialed in right now.
Ok, perfecto.
Salinas in a good groove.
Yes.
So is Matsala.
9, 9.
Bien, ya tienes la referencia ya. Empuja, jala. Fuerte. Fuerte. Steph.
Trying to build her lead.
4. 3.
It was
Long
2,
shot. Oof,
and now
good swing. Good swing.
she held it a long, long time. Finally released it, and it paid off.
这一局比赛看起来有点
Sometimes you just have to wait for it.
因为双方都射出了许多高的环数，特别是墨西哥队射出了。
Oh, she got some coffee. Now she's awake.
And now she is awake, yes.
又扩大了一环。
I'm sure she got a text or a phone call from somebody watching and said, "Wake up."
Wake up, it's time.
Yes, you're on Archery TV. Stephanie Sarai Salinas.
好，我们也同样看到靶位的话，每个靶是有一张靶纸，跟刚才团体比赛不一样。那在个人赛中呢，每一局的双方选手各有3支箭的发射。那经过5局后，
3 straight tens by Salinas in that third end.
如果经过5局
She builds her lead up to 3. It's now 85 to 82
加赛。
in favor of the 21-year-old from Mexico. Mexico very excited this year, obviously with the World Cup final coming to Mexico City in October. And we'll see another Mexican archer in just a few moments, Mario Cardoso. But now Malaysia's Fatin Fateha, who is perplexed to say the least.
Didn't seem too happy about that one.
Dele continuidad, empuje, jale. Perfecto.
Meanwhile, Salinas makes it 4 tens in a row
Otro para abajo.
and builds the lead to 5.
9、9。
Fuerte ahí. Empuje izquierdo y dale continuidad. Fuerte, centro. Perfecto. Bien, bien, bien. Bien, Steph.
And the lead will stay at 5.
Hay que controlar la competencia, hay que controlar.
Fatin fires quickly
There's a 10.
and finally gets it back in the center ring.
Fuerte ahí. Fuerte, Steph.
But she knows the score right now. In a little bit of trouble. Unless Salinas falters, and she does not. Another good, strong, solid shot by Stephanie Salinas. And Salinas, who only lost by 3 to Linda Ochoa in the semis, and already has a win over Crystal Govin under her belt, is in great shape right now. With a 5-point lead, 114 to 109 right now. As they carefully retrieve those arrows.
It's so fun to see here the way they normally have runners going up and down with the arrows. Here they have a little car running with a remote control car.
A little remote control Kia.
Yep.
Kia, one of our great sponsors, along with Sport Toto, Fila, Turkish Airlines, Hoyt. Now they have spared no expense.
Nope.
Here in Shanghai.
So you can see it down there in the left corner.
I guess they figure after all week long,
Yeah.
when you've been walking back and forth, putting in all those miles.
Don't want to walk anymore.
No, when you get to the medal matches, we'll get a
good
remote
shot.
controlled
Yeah.
car.
Maybe they got it from the underground market. Got a good price for it.
Besides, they're faster than you are.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Doesn't take much.
Moves a little bit quicker.
That's a good, strong 10.
Confidence building in Stephanie Salinas.
I think it's just cutting the line, yeah.
While Fatin Fateha tries to maintain her confidence, stay in the match. And there's an opening right there. But is it too little too late?
I think it's too late, but again, a 10 would put on a good pressure.
And there's the pressure. The pressure shot right there. So it's got to be 7 or better,
Yeah,
to
7 to
win.
win. In this condition, there should be no problem with her.
For the bronze, then there it is. Strong shot by Stephanie Salinas to put it away. So Stephanie Sarai Salinas completes a strong week here in Shanghai, with wins over Govin of the United States, a close call with Linda Ochoa of Mexico, her teammate, and now responds here in the women's bronze medal match, the 21-year-old with the best day of her career so far, winning the bronze medal in Shanghai at stage 1 and picking up the points that go along with that.
It's a good start of the season, definitely.
She's trying to be cool about it, but you know how she's feeling inside.
She's relieved. She must be.
Relieved, happy, ecstatic, all of those things I think apply to Stephanie Salinas.
All of that in one.
All of that, yes. And by the way, speaking of points, a third place finish is worth 18 points. And get you down the road towards Mexico City for the World Cup final. Only 7 will qualify. So any opportunity to pick up World Cup points, especially 18.
18 is a good start of the
That's
season.
a very good start.
This is the first World Cup of the year, so it's a good head start.
So 142-138 your final score. It was tied at 27 after the first 3 arrows, but then Salinas took control in the second end. Went up by 2, built the lead to 3 after 3 ends. Went up by 5 after 4 ends, and settles for a 4-point victory, 142 to 138. So Mexico picking up a medal and has a chance for more in the next 2 matches. Linda Ochoa going for the women's gold and Mario Cardoso going for the men's bronze. So could be a very, very good and profitable afternoon for Mexico here in Shanghai as you take a look at the Oriental Pearl Tower. Have you been up in there, Martin?
Yeah, I think one of the World Cups they had the banquet, the last dinner up in the restaurants up there. It was
spectacular view?
Yeah, I've never tried anything like it. The most fun of it was people lost their bags because they put it beside their table, but the problem is the tables and the floor is turning around to see the whole thing. So suddenly they had lost their bag because it was way back at the windows.
One of those revolving restaurants, huh?
Yep. You just have to wait long enough, then it will be back.
It'll come back around. It's like the baggage carousel at the airport.
Yes, but it's a spectacular view up there.
Congratulations to Stephanie Sarai Salinas on her win, taking the bronze medal. Now we move on to the women's gold medal match, and this would be a great one. A marquee matchup featuring this young lady, 9th seed Linda Ochoa, also of Mexico. Linda defeating Natalia Avdieva of Russia by 2 in the quarterfinals, and then knocking off her teammate Salinas by 3 in the semis. And Linda Ochoa trying to pick up her first outdoor World Cup medal since 2010, right here in Shanghai. And there you see her record in match play, 5-0. And back out on the center stage is Sarah Lopez of Colombia. Here just moments ago, as she helped Colombia win a mixed team gold medal. Now she's back looking for a gold medal of her own. 20 years old and ranked #1 in the world, and trying to atone for what happened last year, which was just so hard to watch. It was painful to watch.
It was painful.
She missed her first 3 shots essentially, Martin, because she couldn't see through the peep sight.
Yeah, there was a lot of rain that day, and her peeps with a lens. So when you first get water in the lens, you're doomed. It's so tough and it's so hurtful to see. Nobody want to end in that situation.
So Sarah's on a mission right now. She scored a 5-point decision over Shim Bostan in the quarterfinals, then edged by Fatin Nefateha in the semifinals by only 1 point. The Malaysian archer took her to the limits, and Sarah Lopez was able to survive and get to this gold medal match where she will shoot first. And she's on the target that she just won the gold medal in mixed team, target number 2.
So she knows the field.
Linda Ochoa out on the field for the first time today. First shot's a good one.
I'll take it.
You have taken many of those shots. I've seen them with my own eyes. Just about perfect.
Sarah's definitely strong in these match plays. I think it's a few weeks ago she also set a new world record in qualification rounds, and also she has the world record in 15 hours match play with I think 10 or 11 X's of a maximum score. So
she's so mentally strong. Linda Ochoa is going to have to match that. And she's capable of doing that, fully capable.
Everything can happen in those arrows, but both girls shooting off strong.
Tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, Sarah really wants this one. Revenge from last season.
Linda, 5th at the 2014 World Cup final in Lausanne.
Almost running out of time. It's a really long shot. She knew that wasn't good.
What would cause her to hold that long?
Sometimes when you get out there and the adrenaline is pumping, sometimes you just can't get the bow to sit like you want. The aim, so sometimes you just need to wait for it to find the spot in there.
You're really trying to get everything to line up.
Yes, and get just when you start having more adrenaline and maybe a little bit of nerves, your aim won't be as steady as it is on the practice field. So sometimes you need to wait for it.
You're also thinking about time.
Yeah,
how much time is left?
You can hear the coach counting down, most likely from 10 seconds and down, because you only have 20 seconds for these these matches, 20 seconds for each arrow, and 20 seconds goes fast. Especially when you're up there and really want to get that steady aim. Normally we have in the qualification, we have like 40 seconds per arrow, so here when it's cut down to 20, it's to stress it up a little bit. Which in good weather conditions it's okay, but if we are hitting some heavy wind, like we saw in Colombia a few years back, where it's like a huge storm, it's really hard to get the shots off in time.
And try to stay steady.
Yeah.
Dean Alberga, who's been the official photographer for the World Archery Federation ever since the World Cup Tour began 10 years ago, in our 10th season. And getting stronger, Linda Ochoa, who finished 8th in Shanghai last year.
Just outside.
Just a tad outside. But Sarah Lopez not about to help her out. Sarah, by the way, shot a score of 706 this week in Shanghai. That's a new world record with 72 arrows. And Linda dancing around that 10 ring. It's a dangerous dance.
It is. Probably surround the 10, so will stand still for the last arrow.
Ooh.
That's a strong X.
Lopez is relentless. Lead is up to 3, and Linda Ochoa needs to answer.
Yep,
and she does. So Linda Ochoa with 2 9s and a 10. And
oh, she got it.
She was saying no, 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 and the shot says yes, yes, yes.
Sometimes you just need to follow the arrow. See how happy she is about that. She didn't believe in that arrow.
Oh, she didn't think that was going anywhere near the 10 ring.
That's the thing when you have a strong shooter, a strong form, that even though it breaks bad, it can still go in. Especially when you start getting nervous, you can see some phenomenal bad shots still go to 10 because you're thinking, they're like, how did that happen? So sometimes you'll just take them and say, yes, thank you.
The gods are smiling.
Oh yeah.
And when the gods are smiling,
sometimes a lot of practice pays off. The more you practice, the more lucky you get.
Sun shining here in Shanghai, where it's now 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And there's the old gunslinger. Sarah Lopez twirling that release.
Yeah, she's in her game.
You can tell mentally she's
want
really
to get started there.
What a setting.
Like a race dog that just want to get out to the start.
Full of confidence. She will wait for Linda Ochoa to take the first shot of this end. Linda trailing by 3. Has shot well, but her opponent has been perfect. And that one just maybe grazing the line. They posted a 9. And Sarah Lopez just will not miss.
Nope. She wants this.
Fuerte, centrally. Espérale. Fuerte al centro.
Good shot from Linda.
That'll make her new husband, Steve Anderson, happy. Those two getting married in the off-season, moving to the great state of Utah, taking up residence. Meanwhile, Sarah Lopez just keeps pouring it on. And Ochoa's just got to block all that out of her mind, stay within her own game.
And she does. She answers good with a good X.
Solo ritmo, buen ritmo, buen ritmo, solo ritmo, solo ritmo.
Yep.
She's taken 9 shots. She has not been off target once.
Not at all.
And by that I mean outside the 10 ring.
And just miss it. Her pulse, yes, she's still alive.
As I mentioned a moment ago, she did come up with that score of 706 this week in Shanghai during qualifying. That's a new world record. 58 of her 72 arrows inside the 10 ring. None of her shots were outside the gold rings. And that 706 is 2 points better than the previous record held by Erica Jones, who, by the way, is having a baby.
Oh, yes, yes. She's off the season.
Yes,
for this.
congratulations to her and her husband.
Yeah, I'm sure Casey will be fun of that, having something to play with at home. So it'll be fun to see how it goes and to see Erica back next year, hopefully.
With baby in tow, I'm sure.
Yeah, then Casey has something to do. He can come on trips.
That's right. By the way, Sarah also holds the world record for a 15 arrow match play with a perfect score of 150. I believe that was in Medellin last summer.
I think you're right on that.
And every time she does something like that, her father gives her another pet. One time it was a Chihuahua. She got a Chihuahua for her first medal, I believe her first gold medal.
They must have a whole farm now.
Yeah. She got a cat after breaking the world record in Medellin. So she's got 2 dogs and a cat. This keeps up, you're right. She'll have a zoo.
Yeah.
Fuerte, linda. Empuja al centro, fuerte.
Down by 6, 86.
Muy bien, linda.
Oh, excuse me.
Eso. Estabiliza el arco. Buen ritmo.
3 10s in a row for Linda.
Buen ritmo. Buen ritmo.
It was a 4-point lead after that third. And excuse me.
Fuerte al centro. Fuerte. Centro, fuerte. Fuerte.
Nice shot. 10
Held it a long time that time as well.
Yeah, it was worth waiting for.
But she's so strong. She was so steady still.
Ritmo bueno. Buen ritmo.
Look how calm. And look at the result.
Tranquila.
Look at her start smiling now. She likes this.
Al centro, linda. Fuerte al centro. Empuja izquierdo. Fuerte.
Good one. Yes. Really nice.
Fighting valiantly.
5 10s in a row from Linda.
Who did win a silver medal here in Shanghai back in 2010 when it was stage 4. And Sarah is indeed human. The first shot she's taken in this match that didn't end up in the 10 ring. Just outside. So she actually gives back a point after 4 ends and leads by 3 with 3 arrows to go. 119, 116. And Linda keeping it in perspective.
Oh yes, he had some good arrows here. So, question if it might be too late still.
Gotta have fun though.
Oh yeah.
If you're not having fun,
no, when you're standing out there, you should have fun.
You should have fun.
Made it all the way. That's why you came here.
Look where you are. Look around. Look at this setting. What an amazing sight it is to be able to stand up at that shooting line and compete for the gold medal here in Shanghai in front of all the dignitaries and all the fans. Both of these women enjoying the moment and putting on a good show as we head down the stretch. Ochoa down by 3 with 3 arrows to go.
She need the 10s now to keep shooting them. Long shot. Oh, got it.
Paid off. Patience paid off for Linda Ochoa, a 6th place finisher at the World Cup final in Edinburgh not so many years ago. And there's another 10.
4, 3. Bien, tranquila, Sara.
Ooh, good grouping
Good
by Linda
grouping.
Ochoa.
Tranquila, sigue izquierdita. Estabiliza el arco. Bien, trabaja el ritmo.
Gives it a few clicks on the side, so she's all dialed in now.
Buen ritmo.
10, 10.
And Lopez, perhaps one arrow, one shot away from erasing those memories of her loss to Choi Bo-min last year in the rain here in Shanghai.
Empuja. 5, 4, 3. Bien,
9, 9.
So Linda will finish with 145, and it's going to take a 7 or better to win.
Buen ritmo. Solo el
I haven't checked the board in Vegas, but I'm guessing that the odds favor Sarah Lopez. Sarah Lopez, your gold medalist here in 2015 at Stage 1 in Shanghai. And all those tough memories from a year ago are all gone now. Nothing but respect between these two great archers, Lopez and Linda Ochoa, as Mexico will get the silver and Colombia will get the gold. And that is one happy young woman. It was a different story a year ago. There were tears, there was just utter frustration, but all that's, I don't know if it's forgotten, but
You'll always be there, I think. You'll always keep that in mind, but definitely this is going to be a good help for her.
this helps to ease the pain.
Oh, yes, it definitely does.
And what a beautiful day it's been.
And a good start for the season as well.
Yes.
Working up for the next World Cups and the World Championships later on.
In terms of the World Cup and the World Cup final, 21 points picked up by Linda Ochoa as she finishes with the silver medal, and 25 points for Sarah Lopez. So we'll keep track of the standings as the season goes on, but it's not just the medals, it's also the points and also qualifying for the World Cup final to come this fall in October in Mexico City. The sun shining brightly and reflecting off those incredible buildings here in Shanghai.
I'm glad I don't have to clean those windows.
Yeah, that
would be a hard job.
You'd always have work.
Oh, definitely.
You would never be out of work.
Where would you start?
At the top.
At the top.
At the top. It's where you always start, Martin. You always want to start at the top.
Yeah, that's for sure. Sometimes you have to work your way up.
Work your way up. If you've got to work your way up those buildings, you got a long way to go, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Again, it's great to be in Shanghai. 4th year in a row that we've begun our World Cup tour here in this amazing city in China, where we're getting set now for the gentlemen to take center stage. And we'll begin with the men's bronze medal match, and we begin with Mario Cardoso, another one of Mexico's finest. Cardoso slipping by Steve Anderson of the United States by 1 point in the quarterfinals, and then losing to Sebastian Paino by just 3 points in the semifinals. So we will get a good look right now at the 21-year-old Mario Cardoso, ranked 21st in the world. Well, actually, he's dropped to 28th right now. You've faced him a couple of times in competition, have you not?
I think we more or less have faced all of the shooters there, because it's one big happy family that always travels around and meets at odd places. But yeah, it's Mexicans always put on a good match and they have a lot of young shooters coming up, and it's so.
Well, right now, Mario Cardoso, 21 years old, will have his hands full with a true veteran, the 46-year-old Dominique Genet, who was out here earlier today in the men's team competition, competing with France with his longtime partners, Pierre-Julien Deloche, as well as Sebastian Paino, and failed to come up with a medal in the men's team competition. He's going to rectify that, or try to rectify that, here in the bronze medal match this afternoon against Mario Cardoso. Genet winning a tiebreaker with Elma Achla from Turkey in the quarterfinals, and then losing to Mike Schlosser, no shame in that, by only 3 points in the semis. So the 46-year-old against the 21-year-old.
Allez, Dom, solide.
So Genet to shoot first.
Ouais, 9 hauts.
9, 9.
Fuerte, Mario, ¿eh? Fuerte. Recuerda, te doy un segundo. Fuerte.
Cardoso with a good stance.
9, 9.
Allez, Dom.
Opens with a 9 as
Allez,
well.
c'est solide.
Second shot for Genet, who took off last season.
Ouais, nickel ça.
Still ranked 32nd in the world and still capable of doing that.
Kept his sight from this morning's shooting. Still knows where the 10 is.
Ahí estás, Mario. Fuerte centro. Fuerte al centro. Sigues abajo. Sale.
A little shaky.
9, 9.
Neuf bas.
9, 9.
So 2 9s sandwiched around that 10 for Dominique Genet.
So 10 will bring him back in the match.
10 ahora. Vamos. Fuerte.
And he got it.
Yes, stuck
Just
it right in there.
hidden behind the other arrows.
So that's a big confidence boosting shot right there as you get a look at the beautiful skyline here. With the field being flip-flopped basically, the shooting line is where the targets were a year ago now, but the view is different as well. If you're right-handed, instead of looking towards that skyline, you're now looking towards the river. There's a lot of traffic, a lot of boats going back and forth. Any distractions?
No, they're
Boats, I should say,
yeah,
ships.
Ships, they're huge. Of course, it's you see them a little bit, but as long as you go in the box there, you won't notice much of it, because also you have all the stands, all the official booth here, and you have all your what do you call it? All your attention towards the targets and the wind flags and stuff. So once in a while you hear a big honk in the horn from one of the big ships out there, and you just look out and say, "Holy crap! Glad it's not here."
That might be your ship coming in.
Could be.
You hope. So many countries represented here in Shanghai at stage 1. And the number of flags is growing as the sport continues to grow. The World Archery Federation continues to spread the word and get more people around the globe involved in archery.
Yeah, what World Archery has been doing for the sport the last many years, and all the World Archery TV and the online scoring systems, it makes it way more attractive for people to follow when they're sitting back home in Denmark, for example, even though they're barely up at this hour. Way more people can follow it and go back on YouTube and watch the match again and again and again.
9 droite, mais un clic quand même. Même si c'est pas encore super solide, un peu droite.
There's actually shadows across that target face now. Nice to see the sun.
We have sun out there.
Yes.
Never happens.
10 ahora.
It's been a beautiful week. Moving this event back a couple of weeks has paid off.
5.
That's a long shot too.
Vale, arriba. Ok. Vale.
So bright sunshine bathing
La carátula ahorita, Mario.
the River Boulevard here in Shanghai.
C'était mieux.
There's an X.
X droite.
Dominique shooting quickly,
Là, quand t'es arrivé dans l'arc, c'est bien.
and the pace picking up
Fuerte, Mario.
here in the men's bronze medal match.
Centro. 8. Piénsale.
Just out. A little bit to the right also. Maybe there's a hair of wind, or maybe the sun is starting to play in.
Good look at the bow hand,
Encore droite.
the steady
Right again.
hand of Dominique Genet.
Pas trop, hein.
Trabájala bien, Mario. Vamos. Ya estamos aquí. Vamos. Hay que
So
resolver
chances
ahí.
there right now to tie it up
Fuerte al
again,
centro.
but it will require another 10 by Cardoso.
5, 4.
Got
And
it.
he gets it.
Hay que tirar más. Decidido a tirar más. ¿Sabes? Tenemos que aprovechar que está ahí.
那经过两轮比赛呢，依然是打了一个平手。那像今天呢，可以拉到决赛场地。
So both scoring 28 in the first end,
公万里呢记得前两
and both scoring 28 in the second end.
小雨大
Tied at 56 all.
广东一句话叫做水尾球。
Still to come, the men's gold medal match, Sebastian Peinot and Mike Schlosser, in what should be a real shootout here in Shanghai. Of course, the recurve archers waiting in the wings. They'll be here on the field to play tomorrow, and we hope you'll be with us tomorrow. And bring your sunscreen.
If the weather keeps like this, you definitely need.
Definitely need it.
You see, when we shot the team rounds the other day, it's the first glance of sun we have had since, well, we still don't have much sun in Denmark at this time of the year. So all of us were looking a little bit roasted.
There will be a lot of sun by the time we get to Copenhagen for the World Championships.
I'm not guaranteeing anything.
In July, right?
But they have booked sun and no wind.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure. I'll definitely bring the sunscreen to Copenhagen.
And I will have an umbrella for you if it rains.
Thank you. So here we go. Third end, tied at 56 all. And there you see what Dominique sees through that sight.
Là, tu étais super fort sur la ligne. C'est bien.
And he's right on target.
C'est comme ça, c'est toi.
10 ahora, mucho tiempo. Fuerte al centro.
Long shot, this one.
Ahí sale.
Just out.
Drifted just a little low to the right.
Give it 2 clicks and then it'll be in.
Is that the prescription? 2 clicks?
Always easier to blame the side and then the shooter. Oh, that's a close one. Hard to see from this angle.
Judge's call.
Have a lot of liners today in all of the matches.
No doubt about that.
Vamos, vamos, sigues al mismo lado.
Ouais, nickel ça.
So it's possibly 3 straight 10s and possibly a total of 86 points for Dominique Genet. A 10 right here would either tie or leave him 1 behind. So now, after that 10, we'll wait and see what the judges say about that 1 shot by Dominique Genet. So Mario Cardoso deep in conversation with his coach. Cardoso showing signs of coming on last year on the World Cup circuit. Finished 17th at stage 4 in Poland, 9th at stage 3 in Turkey, 17th right here at stage 1 in Shanghai, and won a team gold medal at the Arizona Cup, all in 2014. He's going for his first outdoor World Cup medal and hoping to get it here today, but if it's going to happen, he's going to have to come back and come from behind against a very, very experienced archer.
Dominique has been in the game for a lot of years. I think it's been more or less all the years I've been shooting. Always been on the French team and a little bit on and off there. The Frenchmen have a strong team, a lot of shooters in France, so they're fighting about those spots. But he's been around for 8 years.
Well, apparently it was a 9, and so it's a 1-point lead. 85-84.
2 ends to go. A lot can happen.
A great deal can happen. Genet has had some close calls, almost won the bronze medal in Paris at the World Cup finals a couple of years ago. Lost to Sergio Pagni, finished 4th the finals that year. His last individual medal was the bronze that he won in Antalya at stage 2 in 2012. Also won a bronze medal here in Shanghai in stage 1 that very same year. So trying to do what he did 3 years ago on this stage, in this city.
Vamos primero, arma. Te aviso en el 10. Sale, vamos. Acomódate bien, alinea bien, fuerte ahí.
High sun and no wind, perfect day to shoot.
5, 4, 3, bien.
So steady and so strong, a great stance.
Un poquito bajo todavía, pero sale, sale.
Allez, un petit poil.
Just
We may be tied.
Línea bien, acomódate bien en el anclaje. Fuerte ahí. 10 ahora. 5, 4, 3. Piensa.
Allez, Dom, bien engagé sur l'amplitude. Allez, bien fort.
Cardoso with a 9. We thought he had tied.
maybe he got the 10 anyway before.
5. Ouais, 10, nickel, Dom.
Actually, they now changed the scorecard, and he was down by 2 after 3 ends, 86-84, so it was not a 1-point lead. That's why he wasn't tied after shooting the 10. So 2
Follows up good.
10s and a 9. And Dominique Genet trying to keep the pressure on.
Ouais.
7
And
seconds
keeps
to
it
go,
up,
lets it
keeps it
fly.
up.
Yeah, and the pressure is on. And he maintains a 2-point edge.
Donc du coup, quand ça part, ça y va. Ballon sort. T'as 2 points d'avance.
His expression never changes.
Nope.
Elles vont bouger encore les 3 prochaines.
Whether it's going well, whether it's not going well.
You have no idea.
No.
Oh, that's our
A
smile.
little bit, slight smile. I think you get an idea from Mario, though, as to the predicament that he finds himself in right now.
Entra bien en el scope, que esté bien concentrado y ahí está la al centro. Ahí se va.
So Mario Cardoso
Tu izquierdo no está teniendo problemas, se ve fijo, hermano. Se ve fijo, entonces.
trying to do what Bridger Deaton did last year and beat Turkey's Demir Elmaağaçlı by 3 points. That's what Bridger did a year ago to win the bronze medal.
Dale, Mario.
Right now, though, I'm sure Mario would settle for a 1-point win.
Igual
But he's got a
iniciamos, Mario.
ways to go to do that. An anxious crowd here in Shanghai. We're anxious too. Martin Damsbo, Carl Arke.
Dale, Mario.
You're
Dale,
on.
Mario.
Yeah, their support staffs.
Archery TV.
Primero el anclaje, Mario.
All right, it's a 2-point game right
Centra
now.
el scope, centra los
115,
10 ahora.
113.
Fuerte,
Genet with the lead. Cardoso shooting first.
5. Yes.
And Mario nails it.
He has the pressure.
Bien fort, bien en ligne. Voilà.
And Genet falters just a bit.
Tranquille.
It's a 1-point lead.
Igual, ancla bien primero.
And 2 hours to go.
Centra el scope. Fuerte al centro, Mario.
Cardoso
5,
Long
4,
shot.
3, 2, 1.
Get that flying. And he gets
got it. 2 seconds on the clock and he got it.
plenty of time. Just before the bell.
Trabajo a la siguiente.
He's coming after Genet. Can Genet hold him off?
A little bit shaky this arm.
Seemed a little shaky the last time,
Oh,
but that,
it caught. It caught. It's enough.
that's what he wanted.
Allez, on souffle.
So here we go. 1 arrow to shoot and a 1-point
Centra el scope,
difference
burbuja.
between these two archers for the bronze medal. Cardoso trying to keep hope alive.
Put on pressure.
He's done all he can.
Strong finish. Strong finish.
Up to Genet. Has to have a 10 to win it. A 9 would force the first shoot-off of the day.
Ui,
Oh, and it was
just got
close, but he
Just
got it. That close. Wow, but it's over. And Genet comes through and captures the bronze medal by 1 point over Mario Cardoso, who put up quite a fight. A great match between two very, very strong archers. But the veteran, Dominique Genet, 46 years old, winning his first individual medal since 2012, when he picked up bronze medals in Shanghai and Antalya. Of course, he was also the gold medalist in 2009 at stage 3 in Turkey. Dominique Genet now with 16 World Cup medals in his trophy case or the vault or wherever you may happen to keep. Where do you keep your medals, Martin? What do you have, about 100 now?
I've lost track.
You lost track.
I have the most of them hanging in our living room, where we have a corner suited for archery gear. Try to keep them up there. We have moved house a few times here lately, so some of them is packed away, some of them is still up, so try not to lose them.
Good memories, though. And a good memory made here today by Dominique Genet. And Mario Cardoso's got to feel very good about his performance as well. As you look at the Oriental Pearl Tower, that's that restaurant you were talking about, not leaving your bag on the floor.
Yeah, don't do that.
No, don't do that.
It's an amazing view you have from up there. Within, I don't know, 30 minutes you'll have to spin the whole way around, so you see the whole from Shanghai from the top.
And if you come to Shanghai, you want to definitely come down to the river at night, because it is a light show. The Oriental Pearl Tower lit up, as are many of these tall, tall towers in this incredibly impressive city in China. And now there's one more match still to be played out here in Shanghai along the river, and it's the men's gold medal match featuring Mike Schlosser of the Netherlands. Mike Schlosser, who defeated my partner right now, Martin Damsbo, by 2 points this week, and then defeated Genet by 5 points in the semifinals. 21 years young, ranked 5th in the world, actually down to 6th now, but a powerful, powerful performer. We saw that in the mixed team competition. You got to witness it up close and personal this past week.
Oh, we did. We did.
And a good look at Sebastien Peynaud. Sebastien Peynaud, who got by Rio Wild by 1 point in the quarters, and then was 3 better than Cardoso in the semifinals. The Frenchman versus the Dutchman. Sebastien Peynaud, 27 years old, ranked 5th in the world, and the defending gold medalist here in Shanghai. Won a year ago, and he's trying to make it back-to-back. Tough to do.
It's really tough. It's always a pleasure to be in the middle matches, and especially in these games, it's so tough games. So for him to be here 2 years in a row, it's amazing shooting. Yeah,
to work your way through the field and to get back to this match, just getting to a medal match is an accomplishment in and of itself.
It is definitely. And last year he was up against his teammate Deloche in the gold medal match, and here on the way to the medal matches he also had to go up against PJ. So it's never fun to shoot up against one of your team members, but someone has to win it.
So Schlosser to shoot first.
And he keeps where he let off at the mixed team.
That's what you expect.
Yeah.
In fact,
that's the reason why they call him Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect, Magic Mike, the machine, and they both start off with 10s. Peynaud shooting a personal best in qualification this week, 7-10 in the ranking round. Of course, we saw Mike Schlosser shoot that world record score of 600 in Nîmes back in February.
Ouais, c'est bon.
Two men who are rarely outside the 10 ring.
Oh,
close.
You had to say it.
Very close. See, we're always just so surprised when he's not inside the 10 ring.
Exactly.
Ouais,
nice swing. He got it.
He whipped that one back in there, didn't he?
He did. Both of them are really strong shooters. You can see their pace, that they're shooting really fast and really consistent.
Did he release it a little sooner than he wanted to?
Could be that, or maybe the aim was just a little bit to the left, so he had to force it in, or it can be a lot of stuff.
And you instinctively know that at the moment of the release, don't you?
You know the last picture from your eyes when this release breaks, and you just try to see if you can save it. Most likely you cannot actually, because the arrow is far away, but your body still do whatever it can to get that 10. We are not allowed to run down there, so we have to do whatever we can from the line.
It works for me in bowling, so I can imagine that it's just as effective in archery. It's only going, what, 150 miles an hour?
Around there, yeah.
Around there. You just will that arrow
Yep.
into the 10 ring.
Sometimes you can hear us even talk to the arrow, get in there, get in there, get in there.
And sometimes that arrow listens.
Yes.
It listened that time. Under the watchful eye of the world archery judges who are in command of these matches.
Allez, Seb.
The sun gleaming off the towers here in Shanghai. And the electronic scoring system provided by Falco, allowing us to provide almost instantaneous scoring.
Ouais, Seb, nickel.
Good 10, follows up.
Each with a strong start here in the second end.
I saw him this time also try to rip in there. I think he had just broke too early. He wasn't settled in.
Cinq.
That's
Ouais,
a
c'est
long
bon.
shot.
Tranquille.
Still close.
Allez, on reste bien sur l'engagement, c'est fort. On respire.
Schlosser only down by 1. And back in the 10 ring.
Ouais, ça gratte, c'est bon.
I think it just caught.
Just caught it, just bit the line.
See
They put
what
the asterisk up there, but
Let's see what the judge said. But it looks like it was a. It can be hard with the angles and the shadows and from the arrows there to spot.
well, if Martin Damsbo says so, then I'm going to go with that. You know, I've got to ask you, I don't think we've had you on since Antalya, where you and Braden went up against each other in the gold medal match.
I think so, yeah.
And I wonder how many people come up and ask you about that, because that was something that I think that was very special. For those who weren't with us then, it was a gold medal match. Braden had
Bronze medal match.
Bronze medal match, excuse me. Braden had problems with his equipment. You went immediately and handed him your backup bow, which you went on to defeat him, as you knew that he was shooting with your backup bow. It was not set up for him, but still the gesture. I mean, how many times do people come up and either commend you or talk to you about that?
I've been asked that a lot of questions, a lot of times for it, and
It's great sportsmanship.
That's how I like to see that archery is all in total. That's a lot of. Again, we know each other, all of us, so if anybody needs a hand with anything, I think most likely people will be willing to give a hand, whatever they can or not. So.
Besides, you want to shoot the match.
Oh, yeah.
And if he doesn't have a bow, there's no match.
No, exactly. And if he can beat me with my bow, then, of course, he's the right winner. Because then he's an amazing shoot, so...
That's a good point.
That's a good shot.
And that's a good shot, yes.
You can see the arrows he has been out is just out of the 10s.
Ouais, pleine balle, nickel. Ça, c'était propre.
Beautifully done.
C'est exactement ça.
Almost dead center.
Nice group.
Amazing. Trying to maintain his 1-point edge. It'll take a 10.
Oh,
He gets a 10.
Going for the spider.
C'est bien, Seb.
X marks the spot for Sebastian Peynaud.
10s and X's counts the same.
Can't argue with that.
Ouais, super.
Good 10.
Three tens across the board for both of these archers.
It'll be fun to see all Sebastian later on this year. I know they still have their trials for the World Championship in Copenhagen. So, but after this tournament here, I think he should be on the team. But we'll see if he gets allowed. He's gonna get married in late June, I think. Maybe he's over. Maybe he's not allowed to go anywhere. I think he knows.
When you're that good, you've got to go.
Yeah.
I
think he wrote it in the contract for the marriage.
I think so. She knows what she's getting into. So it is still a 1-point advantage for Sebastian Peinot after 3 ends. Anybody's match, though. Had it not been for a couple of 9s, a 9 in that first end, and then a 9 in the second end for Mike Schlosser, whose teammates are on the edge of their seats here in Shanghai. We are too. And I'm assuming you are as well, wherever you may be and whatever time of day it may be. The cargo ships passing by on the Wengpu River as Mike Schlosser.
It caught the line.
Looks like it caught the
Should be
line.
good.
Coach Ron letting Mike know that's a 10.
Sometimes it can be hard to.
Ouais, c'est bon, ça.
Good swing. Sometimes it could be hard to see on the screens. We're not allowed to have our own spotting scopes out there, shooters. So we have a little screen down on the ground. Sometimes when this light, it can be hard to see the lines on those. It's good. So it's good to have the coach to back up what you think it is.
There's those screens that Martin was talking about a moment ago.
Ouais,
Good
c'est
shot.
super.
And those blue lenses
C'est bien, c'est
helping
solide,
to
c'est
accentuate the gold rings. And Peinot has been able to find those gold rings. Ooh, a 9 by Schlosser.
You see a lot of shooters with different kind of lens depending on which eyes you have.
Right.
Oh, that's a good time. And depending on which weather condition you have, some likes the blue lens, some likes the darker, some likes the lighter, depending on
C'est solide.
which surroundings you're going to shoot in.
Any personal preferences for Martin Damsbo?
I like the blues and if it's a little bit clouded, so it's because it just gives a different light in the peep and in the side. And here when it's fairly strong sun, I like a little bit darker lens, so the eyes can be relaxed all during the whole shoot. No worse than have to be squeezing your eyes doing a tournament. You'll just get tired after a whole day.
Well, those lenses are working for Sebastian Peinot, who the air goes in, the air goes out, inhales, exhales, stays relaxed, stays calm, up by 2 with 3 arrows to go, trying to go back-to-back in Shanghai at stage 1. Defeated Pierre-Julien Deloche a year ago. And of course, we started to see Sebastian Peinot emerge in 2014 at the Indoor World Cup Championships, where he defeated Braden Galantine in Las Vegas at the World Cup final indoors. He was on a roll there, defeated Ruben Blyandal, and also knocked off Mike Schlosser in Las Vegas at that tournament.
And I think also he became silver of the Vegas shoot a few years back, where Mike won the Vegas shoot.
Yes.
So they know each other. They know when the game is on.
The Vegas shoot, archery's version of Survivor.
Exactly.
Mike valiantly soldiering on.
Mike needs to keep them clean this time.
Allez.
And there is the break that Schlosser was looking for and hoping for.
Allez.
Now
Tu détiens jusqu'au
one more
bout,
to go.
Comme tout à l'heure. Allez, Seb.
Schlosser down by 1, trying to turn up the heat.
Shoot some strong, fast shots. See if Sebastian keeps them in. Long shot, this one.
Ouais, c'est ça.
Ooh, held for what seemed like an eternity.
Yeah, and pulled that bow back really hard. but it made it.
So the final shot, 3 straight 10s. 147. A great score.
Amazing score, guys.
But will it be enough? It's going to take 10 to win it for Sebastian Peinot. Peinot. Oh, outside the 10 ring and the 9 ring, and we're tied and going to a shoot-off.
Looked like a good shot. Doesn't even look like it's, looked like a good shot. But so we get a shoot-off.
We get a shoot-off in our final match of the day, our first shoot-off of the day.
Exciting for us as spectators and not so fun when you are the shooters. Well, I think Mike is happy for it because then he gets another arrow too.
Sure, he's got to be thrilled. Now Sebastian Peinot faces, I think, the biggest mental challenge of all right here. After leading for so long in that match and seemingly having it wrapped up, he fires a 9 on his final shot. It forces the shoot-off, and it comes down to 1 arrow. For those of you just watching your first match on Archery TV, 1 arrow closest to the center to win it.
Yep. I think at the World Championship in Turkey 2 years ago, the women recurve was won by, I think, a half mil.
I remember that well. If you'd have taken the 2 targets and laid one over the other,
you could barely see it.
The hole was in the same spot.
Yes, it was down to like a half mil. That's what makes the world champion. So here what makes the World Cup champion of this stage in Shanghai.
So here we go. Suspense, drama, excitement. It all boils down to this in a great marquee matchup between Mike Schlosser of the Netherlands and Sebastian Peinot of France. Peinot this close.
And Mike shooting first to apply pressure for Sebastian.
So Schlosser to go first.
Yeah,
the world champion from Belgium in 2013. He was 17th here in Shanghai a year ago in stage 1, trying to get a gold medal. Trying to get it as close to the center, and he's left the door open.
Yeah, he didn't like that shot as much. Now he's just crossing fingers and hoping it's enough.
Peinot with a second chance to win it, and he does. Sebastian Peinot puts it away. And Peinot.
That's great emotion. 2 great archers there.
You have got to give him so much credit. Staying strong mentally after seeing this match go to a shoot-off. Could have won it in regulation. Had to go to the extra arrow. And he is the man.
Yep. 2 years in a row.
How about that? He won last year defeating Pierre-Julien Deloche and wins this year in a shoot-off, knocking off Mike Schlosser.
And collecting important points for the World Cup final.
Huge points, 25 points for Sebastian, 18 points for Mike Schlosser. Both of them will go home with medals. And a great performance put on by both of those athletes. We saved the best for last, didn't we?
Oh, it was tense. Definitely good.
So Sebastian Peinot, 28 years old. What a week it's been for him. Wins over Rio Wild. Mario Cardoso had to defeat Pierre-Julien Deloche just to get to this match. Shot his personal best in qualification, a 7-10 in the ranking round.
This is just a perfect wrap-up of his week. It's really good.
Tremendous week for the French archer, who's standing about as tall as these skyscrapers here in Shanghai right now after that victory. Let's look ahead a little bit. Let's talk about Copenhagen and the World Championships coming to Denmark in July. That is it's a tremendous thing, I would think, for Copenhagen and for Denmark and for your organization and federation to be able to host that event.
Definitely, they like they put out, they want to make a World Championship like never before, and the sketches we have seen so far from it and the organizing, what we have seen, as we don't see all of it from as we are shooters, but it looks it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be on the grounds at the Christianborg Palace?
Yes, they're going to have to throw their finals in there, where there's a lot of people and it's great surroundings. Again, great building, old architecture from Denmark, and the qualification field is like one huge field. There's room for all of that. I think at the moment there are like 600 archers signed up for it.
Which is amazing.
It is.
And of course, that'll be the first opportunity for folks to qualify for the Olympics, the recurve archers, that is. I hope that someday that you will have that opportunity.
We hope that the compounds at some point will get
into the Olympics.
Foot inside, and we know World Archery is working hard for it, and just keep pushing. We need it. It could be good.
You're young. Keep going.
I hope so.
You'll get there. Hopefully you'll get there someday. But looking forward to Copenhagen. And of course, it's a wonderful place for not just archers and people who enjoy archery, but people who want to come and vacation and tour and see. It's a fabulous part of the world.
It is, definitely is. You have a big city, and still you have a lot of. It's still an old city, some parts of it, a new city. So you have a lot of stuff to offer people that comes in to see archery and in to just go as a tourist.
What are the 1 or 2 or 3 things that I have to see while I'm there?
I think we should say the Little Mermaid. Everybody has to see that.
Okay, yes.
And then you need to try out some of the local restaurants there, get some good food, and just have a walk down at the old canal where they actually had the World Cup finals a few years back.
I remember that.
It was amazing view they had there.
Shot across the water.
Yes, it was the first time ever that channel was closed off. It was historical just by that. So you normally see the boats go in there. It's just a great view to go in.
Well, everybody's looking forward to Copenhagen and coming to Denmark this summer for the World Championships. That will be in July. As we get set now for the presentation of the medals. Here for the mixed teams and the individual matches this afternoon on Compound Saturday in Shanghai, Stage 1 of the 2015 Archery World Cup Tour underway. As the archers come back out to accept their hardware. Hard-earned, I should say, too. Some terrific matches. And well-deserved honors for these athletes. Hard to describe, I would imagine, the feeling of being able to step up on that podium, which you've done many times.
And we like it every time. Every time we're there, we want to come back.
It never gets old, does it?
No, definitely not. You have put in so many hours of work for the training, for the warm-up for these tournaments, and when you're there, you want to grab whatever you can. Even though you go out early or go out late, you hate it when you're done with that second. 30 minutes later, you just want to go back and practice so you can get back there, get back on the podium, get back on the top.
What is the regimen for Martin Damsbo? 6 days, 7 days a week? How many arrows a day?
I'm working full-time beside archery, so it's whatever I can push in, but most likely 3 to 4 hours of shooting a day, maybe, if I'm lucky, 1 day off. But most likely there's tournaments in the weekend, so that's not practice, just tournaments. So whatever we can push in.
Here are the presentation of the medals for the mixed team. And in the bronze medal match, it was the Dutch duo, Irina Markovic and Mike Schlosser, picking up the bronze medal. Those two defeating Slovenia by 6 points, 155 to 149. And then in the mixed team gold medal match, it was Turkey taking on Colombia. Turkey putting up a fight. Actually had a 1-point lead after the first end, 40 to 39. But then there was a reversal of fortune in the second end. Colombia went ahead by 1 and never relinquished the lead after that. But Turkey putting up a strong showing. Yashim Bostan and Demir Elmaagachla standing tall with those silver medals. And I'm sure we'll see more of those two in Turkey in just a couple of weeks when we're in Antalya for stage 2. Colombia picking up the gold medal. Coming back after falling behind by 1 in that first end and going on for a 6-point victory, 153 to 147. Sarah Lopez and Daniel Munoz taking gold back to Colombia. And by the way, we'll be in Medellin again this fall in September for Stage 4 on the World Cup Tour.
女士们、先生们，请起立！现在播放哥伦比亚国歌。Ladies and gentlemen.
And now the Colombian national anthem.
Of Colombia.
Munoz and Lopez, gold medalists in mixed team competition here at Stage 1 in Shanghai. And if I'm Sarah Lopez, I might just stay right where I am.
She'll be back soon.
I know it's part of the pomp and circumstance, but yes, she'll turn right back around, come right back out for the presentation of the medal to the women in compound competition here in this beautiful city. Look at some of the most expensive real estate in the world right there. And with a view like that, you can understand why. The local organizing committee doing a tremendous job again this year, along with World Archery, to stage this event here on the Riverside Boulevard. Archery coming so far. You see the great venues that are being built around the world. The Excellence Center outside of Lausanne. Physics opening up the center in South Korea.
Every year they try to build up better and better surroundings, better fields for the shooting. So it's amazing to travel around the world to shoot all those shoots.
The Easton Archery Center in Salt Lake City in the United States. So heavy investment, just as we've seen heavy investment here in Shanghai. Construction cranes everywhere, buildings going up. We're seeing the same thing happening in archery, with great facilities being built so archers like yourself can go and train in the inclement weather in the winter, and the sport continues to grow thanks to the efforts of Professor Dr. Erdener, Secretary General Tom Dillon, who's coming out right now to help present the medals. Talking with Secretary General Dillon about the Excellence Center outside Lausanne, and the hope is it will be finished by this summer, maybe late this summer, hopefully before the snow flies again in Switzerland. And the Physics Center in South Korea, obviously going to be nothing but a boost for that country. Already dominant in recurves and getting stronger in compound.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that we didn't see much of those in the compound this week. Maybe they're building up for Turkey or for the World Championships.
They were very, very prominent here last year in Shanghai.
Yeah, every time they show up, they're great dominance in it. So.
Secretary General Tom Dillon on hand. By the way, if Juan Carlos Holgado is out there watching somewhere, we want to say hello to him. so instrumental in helping to build up this World Cup tour, and now has handed off to Chris Marsh the responsibilities of event management as Juan Carlos focuses his energy and efforts and attention on other weighty matters, I'm sure.
He's been doing a great job all the years in building up what World Archery is, what it is today, all this scenery.
Just through his sheer will and his personality, and has done an amazing job of creating this tour. We're now celebrating our 10th season, but 10 years ago there was no World Cup tour.
No. It's fun to go back on the YouTube and watch from the first World Cup final in Mexico. What's how big that was by then and how small it is compared to what it is now. It's just back in the future. It's done a great job.
Congratulations to Linda Ochoa of Mexico, who will celebrate with her husband Steve Anderson, I'm sure, this silver medal.
I think she won, so Steve is cooking the next week.
Both of them training at the Easton Center in Salt Lake City now. And there she is, back again for another gold medal, Sarah Lopez, who is becoming a dominant force in women's compound archery. Of course, what the beauty of this sport is, you may be on top today, but there's somebody's coming along.
Always somebody.
Always
that
somebody.
Take your spot.
That's right. Somebody young, somebody coming up. But Sarah enjoying the spotlight and the moment, and a much happier day than a year ago here in Shanghai in the rain.
Please stand for the national anthem of Colombia.
She burst upon the scene in Antalya just a few years ago, won the gold medal on Conialty Beach, and has been a force and a factor ever since then. But Mexico, prominent here on the podium today in Shanghai. Stephanie Salinas, Linda Ochoa with silver and bronze. So Mexico, with two archers picking up important World Cup points, hoping to get as many qualified as they can for the World Cup finals in Mexico City. That's going to be exciting to go down to Mexico City in October.
I've never been in Mexico City before, so yeah.
You just need to pick up some World Cup points.
I'm working on it.
I'm sure you, I know you are. I know you are.
Got a few, but I would like some more. I need some more. I think we should talk with Sebastian about how to get them.
Sebastian Payneau certainly seems to have things figured out right now. The fabulous Frenchman making it back-to-back victories here in Shanghai, 2014, and now here in 2015. He starts off the season strong and will receive his gold medal in just a few moments. But Sebastian Payneau,
He must like Shanghai a lot now.
one would think, one would think. As you can see, some of the buildings start to light up here. It is almost, well, it's just past 5 o'clock here in China, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun will be setting soon, but not before we've had the presentation of the medals to the men. In men's compound, here at stage 1. 2 excellent matches. 2 hard-fought, close matches. In the bronze medal match, Dominique Genet taking on Mexico's Mario Cardoso, who gave him a run for the money and almost caught him at the end. Came up just a little bit short, and then in the men's gold medal match, it went to the shoot-off.
All it takes is 1 point, and if that's not enough, then just 1 millimeter closer.
It is a game of millimeters.
In the end, it is.
Not centimeters, not inches, millimeters.
A game of precision.
为我们颁发奖金支票和奖杯的是倪倩女士。Checks and trophy will be presented by Ni Chen, Director of the Office of Wujia Community of Pudong New Area. 浦东西区陆家嘴社区街道办事
So
处
the
主
Pudong
任。
district being represented here in the presentation of the medals.
获得铜牌的是来自法国的选手。
The district has played host to the first stage of the Archery World Cup for many, many years, and has been the first stage for the past 4 years. Always great to come to China to kick things off as we hop around the globe this year, as we do every year. 3 weeks we'll be in Turkey, on the south coast on Konyaaltı Beach in Antalya, in Wroclaw, Poland in August, Medellin, Colombia in September, and then Mexico City for the World Cup final in October. And as we mentioned a moment ago, the World Championships sandwiched in there in July in Copenhagen, Denmark.
It's going to be a busy season, especially also for the recurves where they have the Olympic trials in Copenhagen. It's going to be a lot of dreams and broken dreams in Copenhagen.
A lot of pressure, but should be some outstanding archery there. There's a young man who put on an outstanding performance, forced to shoot off in the gold medal match with this gentleman, Sébastien Peynaud.
2 years in a row on the top spot.
The fabulous Frenchman coming through in the clutch. Had a chance to close it out on the final shot in regulation. Had to go to the shoot-off, and his 10 was closer to the center than the 10 by Mike Schlosser. And they are celebrating in Paris. Two Frenchmen on the podium, along with the Dutchman, Mike Schlosser.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of France.
Sébastien Peynaud wiping away the tears of joy after winning the gold medal, and now motioning for his competitors to join him atop the podium, and of course listening to the Marseillaise brings back memories of the World Cup final in Paris just a few years ago, which was a great time for a fellow by the name of Martin Damsbo.
He had a good weekend that week. So enjoying the Eiffel Tower, the view of the Eiffel Tower right behind the scenery of the archery. It was perfect.
It was breathtaking, wasn't it?
Never tried anything like it.
It was an unbelievable week in Paris, and the victory by Sébastien Peynaud and the great performance by Dominique Genet bring back those memories. But more memories to be made here on the World Cup Tour this year. You go back home, you'll go back and practice, and I'm assuming we shall see you in Turkey in 3 weeks?
That's definitely the plan.
On Konyaaltı Beach, where it's always interesting. You never know with the winds there in Antalya.
No, you can. Again, you can hit a day where there's no wind, and then you can hit a day where you have crazy winds in Turkey. It all depends.
So an interesting start to the season, no doubt about that, here in Shanghai, as the sun is starting to set just a little bit, but it's been a golden day for a lot of these archers out here. Your impressions of what you saw here today, Martin?
Again, this season is going to be a tough season and a busy season. Everybody's already up in the highest gear, and there's just no room for breaks, no room for nines. These matches shows that, so just keep stepping it up.
It really does set the tone for the season, doesn't it?
It's going to be a tough one, and with all the tournaments laying so close this year and with the World Championships, it's just going to get rough.
Well, it has been a great day here in Shanghai. Let's quickly recap it for you. In the women's team competition, Malaysia won the gold, USA took silver, Russia the bronze. In men's team competition, Denmark, Martin Damsbo, along with his partners in crime, Patrick Larsson and Stefan Hansen, came away with a gold medal. Congratulations again on that.
Thank you.
Defeating Iran, which got the silver. Iran in the gold medal match for the first time since 2011, and India the bronze. Our thanks to Fila, Kia, Sport Toto, Longines, Turkish Airlines, and Hoyt Bosen Eastern Arrows for their support of World Cup archery. We congratulate all who medaled and to all who came and competed. Of course, we are just getting started. Tomorrow in recurve competition, the comeback of Kibo Bay and the return of Kim Woo-jin, Lee Sung-yeon, and Mexico's Aida Roman. Till then, I'm Carl Archey saying thanks for your time. Till this next time, good morning, good afternoon, and good night from Shanghai. Wow.